Hi everyone, welcome back to Scented Moments channel. I'm Jolima and this is the part 2 of the 10 sexy fragrances that you should try, designer and niche. I uploaded like a couple of weeks ago or 3 weeks ago 10 sexy fragrances that you should try. That was the part 1. In that video I asked if you would be interested to see a part 2. I received a lot of good feedback in that regard, so here we are talking about more 10 sexy fragrances. And like usual, I have here 5 designers and 5 niche fragrances, and in this time I will not mention them in a specific order. So starting off in the designer side of things, I have here fragrance from the house of S.T.Dupont, which I have yet to review. The 2 fragrances that I have, this is one of them, and it is Noble Wood. This one right here. Very underrated fragrance, and I feel that this is a very underrated fragrance house. I mean, very unique looking bottle, quite luxurious for a designer fragrance. This is a 100 ml bottle size, and so Noble Wood. This fragrance, of course, has the name implies, it's a woody scent. So this has sandalwood and cedar, has the most prominent woods. Then you have amber and patchouli. Patchouli can also considered like a woody scent, although it gives a more earthy nuance. But this, for me, it's a creamy vanillic woody scent, a bit spicy. You have some pepperiness in the opening, so this is a bit peppery, very woodsy and very creamy vanillic. Like, it's so damn sexy. I absolutely love this one. This is perfect for date nights and even for night outs, but for me, I see myself wearing this more to date night, more romantic settings, and this lasts the entire day. This is a true hidden gem right here, and it's quite affordable in the online discounters. I purchased this one at Notino. We still, here in Europe, we still have Notino, especially here in Portugal specifically. So, and this was 30 euros or so. I mean, it was quite affordable for a 100 ml, a brand new 100 ml bottle size like this. And I think this is an eau de parfum, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, this is an eau de parfum concentration. So high quality scent right here for the price, great performance, quite sexy, and I mean, you definitely need to check this fragrance out. From the house of S.T.Dupont, it is Noble Wood. The next fragrance that I have here is from the house of Hermès, and this was a fantastic discovery last year. It is L'Ombre des Merveilles. Absolutely love this. Another underrated fragrance, and this time from a very well-known fragrance house, that is Hermès. I did a comparison video between L'Ombre des Merveilles and Elixir des Merveilles, so check that video out if you have yet to. This one, I feel that this one, it's a bit sexier than Elixir. This one, because of the amber, because of the floral nuances, it's to die for. This is quite unisex. Noble Wood, although it's unisex also, I mean, all fragrances are unisex, it all depends on your taste. But I feel that Noble Wood, because of the woody nuances, because of the spiciness, and although it's sweet, I feel that it's still a bit more masculine. This one is strictly unisex. L'Ombre des Merveilles, it's so good and it's so romantic. And actually, I don't recall like an amber fragrance in the designer realm other than this one. And because of that, this is very unique and it's so damn sensual. It's alluring, it's addictive, and it's a winner. It has the Hermès quality, and it lasts actually the entire day also. Highly advised to check this fragrance out is L'Ombre des Merveilles, which is with this beautiful bottle presentation, L'Ombre des Merveilles from Hermès. The next fragrance that I have here is from the house of Dolce Gabbana, and it is the One Mysterious Night. Gorgeous looking bottle. This is a 150 ml, if I'm not mistaken. This is very heavy and very thick glass. The One Mysterious Night. Wow, I already did a review of this one also. Oh, this has tons of saffron, rose, oud. Although the oud, I mean, it's not very prominent for me. I get more of a dark resinous woodsy nuance. And amber, of course. A bit of tobacco. I mean, you detect the DNA of the One. Well, actually, we're talking about amber fragrances in the designer side. Yeah, the One by Dolce Gabbana, especially the Eau de Parfum, has a very prominent amber note. And here it's also detectable. You can definitely see the DNA of the One, but the rose and the saffron gives a more mysterious, like the name implies, a more oriental, a more alluring and sensual nuance to this fragrance. The rose here is the most prominent. It's jammy, has a jammy rose here, and with tons of saffron, a bit of that dark resinous nuance of this woody accord with amber. I mean, absolutely stunning scent right here. Great performance also, eau de parfum concentration, and it's to die for. Perfect for date nights, perfect for night outs, for even formal events. I mean, you gotta check this one. I mean, it's a bit hard to find, especially to try out. Actually, I blind bought this one and it was a successful blind buy. I don't advise you to blind buy this one because, again, you have lots of saffron, jammy rose, so you have amber, yes, tobacco. You gotta love this type of fragrances, these more sweet oriental fragrances, to appreciate this one. I mean, if you love the One, even if you love the One, you might not enjoy this one because of the rose and the saffron, because they are very prominent. So I advise you to try this one first before blind buy. But if you already are comfortable enough with your taste, you already know what you like and what you don't like, maybe you can blind buy this one. But again, I don't suggest you to do so. Nonetheless, this is incredibly sexy. The One Mysterious Night from Dolce Gabbana. Now, the next fragrance that I have here is from the house of Gucci, and it is Gucci Intense Oud. I mean, I already wore this a lot. I bought this back in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, or 2018, the beginning of 2018. This fragrance is the best designer oud out there. Oh wow, this is amazing. Often compared with Black Afgano by Mateu, and I can see that resemblance, but this one is even more elegant and definitely more versatile than Black Afgano from Mateu. And it lasts the entire day and night. I mean, a lot of people are saying that this was reformulated. This is still available, this is still out there, but people are saying that this doesn't smell, the new formulation doesn't smell the same. I don't know. I have the 2017 or 2018 formulation, so I don't know how, if this was even reformulated. I mean, I'm always a bit skeptical about reformulation rumors. So I don't know about that, but this one is amazing. It's oud, yes, although it has that more mainstream oud. I mean, it's not funky, it's not challenging, it's not even that resonance. I mean, you get this dark woodsy nuance, which is not very oudy, although it's there, but it's not very oudy. Like, it's not that you will smell like, I don't know, Oud Assam from Rania J. It's not like a niche oud, if you know what I mean. So this is a more mainstream oud, especially for those that are not used to smell oud. I think this is a great initiative. I think this is a great, it's a beginning. It's a great oud for beginners. So Intense Oud, it's quite incensey, it has incense, it's smoky, It's dark, it's a bit resinous, it's balsamic, incredibly balsamic. It's simply to die for. It's mysterious, it's elegant, it's sophisticated, and very, very sexy. Absolutely love this one. I will not say every time I wear this I get compliments. No, not the case, but still, I still got already quite a few compliments while wearing Gucci Intense Oud. So again, another fragrance that I highly advise you to check out. Yes, it's not easy to find. I mean, to find in your regular perfume shop to try it out, but still, I advise you to check this one. Sample, asks for, I mean, buy a decant if you can, or again, if you already know your taste and if you like this type of scents, just blind buy this one. I think you will not be disappointed. It's a fantastic scent. So from the House of Gucci is Gucci Intense Oud. And last but definitely not least, in the designer side of things, from the House of Givenchy, it is Gentleman Eau de Parfum. This one right here, this is incredibly good. Yes, this goes in the same realm of Dior Homme Intense, of Prada L'Homme Intense. I mean, it goes in that same realm because this also has iris, has vanilla, and the overall scent goes in that territory, goes in that genre, but it's still quite different. I actually already did a review, or video in this case. I already did a video comparing this fragrance with Prada L'Homme Intense, with Dior Homme Intense, you name it. So I already did a comparison video between those fragrances, also Valentino Uomo Intense. So feel free to check that video out and see, and then I'm ranking according to my taste. This fragrance, although I still prefer Dior Homme Intense, I will say right away, and if you're following this channel for a while, you know how much I love Dior Homme line, the original Dior Homme line, and I absolutely love Dior Homme Intense. And actually it's the new version of Dior Homme Intense which was featured on the part 1 of 10 sexy fragrances. This one, on the other hand, it's still, although it was not featured on part 1, it needed to be featured in this part 2, because it's still so sexy. I mean, it's balsamic, and that's the biggest difference between this one and Dior Homme Intense. While Dior Homme Intense, it goes in a more sweet makeup-y, cacao impression, feel, and DNA. Here, it's darker, it's more balsamic, because you have here iris, of course, and vanilla, but you also have total balsam, you have patchouli. And the vanilla here, and I mean, at least in the note breakdown, it's like black vanilla. I don't know how black vanilla smells like exactly, but this just has like a vanilla, sweet vanilla nuance, but what gives the mysterious dark nuances is the total balsam and the patchouli. It's incredible. Absolutely stunning. It's very addictive. It's again mysterious, sensual, alluring. Highly advised to check this fragrance out. And actually, although I don't have it yet, the newest flanker, the Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Toilette Intense, I think that's the name. It's also fantastic. Different from this one. It has cardamom, very prominent cardamom, which gives a more aromatic, spicy nuance. It's also very alluring and quite seductive. But well, this one too, great performance actually. And again, I highly advise you to check this fragrance out. This Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum. Now let's talk about the niche side of things. Coming first from the house of Rosendo Mateu, which doesn't need any introduction whatsoever in this channel, at least, is number 5. And you can see how much I already wore this. This scent is so good, so damn sexy. One of the sexiest fragrances that I ever tried, that just makes me feel sexy. This has, it's every time I smell these fragrances, this is always my reaction. So damn good. You have jasmine, you have amber, and you have musk. You have also other white floral nuances, but for me, I detect more jasmine, definitely amber, and this sensual musk. It's so good. I never smelled anything like this before. It's sweet, so you need to have a sweet tooth to appreciate this one. So it's sweet, it's floral, it has a sparkliness into it, and it's very musky, like skin, like second skin, if that makes sense. It's so good. It's not the most complex fragrance, it's quite linear, but it lasts the entire day and evening. This projects, I mean, everyone will smell you and you will smell delicious. Highly advised to check this fragrance out. I already did a review of this one also, so feel free to check that video out. It's Rosendo Mateu, it's number 5. The next fragrance that I have here is from the house of Ramon Monegal, and it is none other than Faisa. This one right here, beautiful looking bottle. So Faisa, another fragrance that I already reviewed it. This one was released last year, and it was one of the best releases of last year in my opinion. This fragrance, oh, yeah, it's that good. So here you have tons of notes listed. You have raspberry, you have immortelle, you have lots of mimosa, you have rose, you have oud, you have saffron, you name it. You have tons of notes, but these ones, the ones that I already told you, just told you, are actually the most prominent notes. And although you don't detect like a great change in this fragrance, this is very intense. This is a nuclear. You need to go easy on the trigger with this one because you can choke yourself out. It's that type of scent where you will not feel just one room, maybe 2 or 3. So again, you need to go easy on the trigger with this one. But again, it's sweet, it's floral, it's fruity because of the raspberry, which is actually quite prominent. But saffron, you have an overdose of saffron in here with oud, jammy rose, amber. Wow, this is so damn addictive, so sexy. It's Faisa, it's pure joy from Ramon Monegal. Again, it's another one. Actually, this one was featured on my top winter fragrances of last year. Very well featured because the performance of this fragrance is crazy. It's one of the most long-lasting, if not, no, it's one of the most long-lasting fragrances that I have in my collection. So if you want a more in-depth review, check out my video about Faisa. This is a stunning scent and it's very underrated. Actually, this fragrance house, it's very underrated. So I really advise you to check this fragrance house overall, especially this one if you want a fragrance that will make you feel sexy. So again, Faisa from Ramon Monegal. The next fragrance that I have here, it's a Gourmand scent. It's from the house of Guerlain, and it is Gourmand Coquin. This one right here. Beautiful bottle presentation. I mean, very chic bottle presentation. And although this might come across as like a feminine scent, it's not. I mean, it's a Gourmand fragrance, so you just gotta love Gourmands to appreciate this one. This is one of the best chocolate fragrances out there, and I already did a top 10 favorite chocolate fragrances, so feel free again to check that video if you have yet to. This, it's so good. It's so good. It's boozy with rum and it's chocolate. It has like a truffle impression in here. It's so good. It's so delicious. It has a natural feeling to it. So well blended. I mean, it's not overly sweet. It's just perfect. It has even like a bittersweet feel for me, at least, with a boozy nuance. I mean, this fragrance is to die for. And another Gourmand scent that makes me feel sexy, actually. Although this is the only Gourmand fragrance listed in this video, but Gourmand fragrances usually makes me feel sexy. I love Gourmands, and this one is to die for. It's one of the best out there. I think this will, because of the Guerlain, is now they are changing their line, their exclusives line. So I don't know if this will be discontinued or not. I think no. I think this will be still available out there. Although Derby or Derby and Chamad will not be available anymore. They will be discontinued, or at least it will be more exclusive, just in the Guerlain store boutique in France. So I don't know if this will be the case of Gourmand Coquin. I don't think so. At least I didn't heard anything in that regard. So I think this will still be available, luckily. And it's amazing. Highly advised to check this fragrance out. Great performance. I mean, although it doesn't project all that much, it has good longevity, but doesn't project. Although, despite that, this is still amazing. It's still one of the best gourmand fragrances, one of the best chocolate fragrances. That it's quite sexy. So it's Gourmand Coquin from Guerlain. The next fragrance I have here is from House of Stephane Humbert, and I could have mentioned at least 4 fragrances from this house, more 4 fragrances than just one. But well, I want to do like 1 fragrance per brand, and so I chose this one because it's again very sexy. It's very underrated also. It is Nuit à Doha. This one right here. Gorgeous bottle presentation. This is a 50 ml. This is an eau de parfum concentration, and Nuit à Doha is like a blend of so good. It's a blend of Soleil de Jeddah from this house, which could easily be featured in this video because it's also incredibly sexy, and Tobacco Vanille from Tom Ford, which was featured on my part 1. So it's like a blend of those 2 fragrances. You have Immortelle, you have tobacco, you have cinnamon, vanilla, has the most prominent notes. It's to die for. Wow. It has a honeyed impression also. Yes, it's sweet. It's sweet, it's spicy. Tobacco. Wow. This is also perfect for fall and winter time, of course. This screams fall and winter. Great performance. I mean, good longevity, good projection, perfect for date nights. I mean, you name it. It's so good, and it's very underrated. I mean, usually when we are talking about tobacco fragrances, we usually mention Tobacco Vanille, which is, of course, one of my all-time favorite fragrances ever. You have Herod, these 2 more specifically, but this one deserves much more attention. Nuit à Doha from Stephane Humbert is to die for. And last but definitely not least, from House of Xerjoff, from the Join the Club collection, it is More Than Words. More Than Words is... oh, this screams winter. More than fall, it's winter. This has dried fruits, jammy rose with oud. Oh man, this is one of the best rose oud fragrances ever. In my opinion, of course. This fragrance is so good. This screams winter. It's cozy. It has a cozy feel. It's quite sweet because of the jammy rose with the dried fruits, but also has the resinous dark nuance of the oud. Is simply to die for. More Than Words is a fragrance that I highly advise you to check out. It's one of the best winter fragrances because this is quite intense, and this is a fragrance that, again, you need to go easy on the trigger or you will choke yourself. So that's why I'm saying that this might be better for winter time than fall, but in the colder days of fall this will work wonderfully. Perfect for a night out, date nights, but again, go easy on the trigger. This is so damn sexy. It's fantastic. I don't know which one is my favorite in the Join the Club collection of Xerjoff, either More Than Words or 40 Knots, but I find this more sexy than 40 Knots. Fortunat, it's much more versatile and also has a sensuality in it because of the ambergris with woods. So it's quite seductive, but I feel that the sweetness, the oriental facets of More Than Words gives a more sexy nature to it. At least for me, makes me feel more sexy. More Than Words from Xerjoff is to die for. It's amazing. It's not scratchy at all. It's quite balanced, for me at least. And if you like fragrances like Ombre Nomade from Louis Vuitton, I think this is a fragrance that you definitely need to check out. So Xerjoff, More Than Words, finishing this video. Guys, hope you enjoyed this part 2. Well, tell me in the comments down below if you have more fragrances that makes you feel sexy, and see you in the next video. Take care. Ciao.